The World Cup is finally here! The biggest sporting event there is. The World Cup is a gathering of the world's strongest countries competing to determine which country is the best at football. Yes, football, not soccer. Fight me. As a celebration of the World Cup, I thought, why not discuss football in anime? There are many sports anime that get you hyped up and love a sport you never thought you would enjoy. Haikyuu with volleyball, Slam Dunk and Kuroko with basketball. Even iShield 21 can get you interested in the wrong football sport. There are a bunch of football anime out there. We even had 3 just this year in Shoot, Goal to the Future, Awashi, and bluelock. 4 if you count futsal boys. So it's time to strike when the iron's hot. Welcome to AniO's Guide to Football Anime. Before we continue, I just want to say thank you. The channel just reached 150 subscribers, and I honestly can't believe it. To think that just a couple of months ago, I was unemployed and looking for a job, and now, I'm still unemployed and looking for a job. I guess not much has changed. All jokes aside, thank you guys for helping the channel reach that goal and onto 200 subscribers. Now, let's kick off. First up is probably the most famous football anime out there, Captain Tsubasa. Or since this year the World Cup is in Qatar,
I'm Captain Magic.
Tsubasa Ozora is a football maniac who dreams of becoming the world's best player and winning the World Cup with Japan. Good luck with that. In order to pursue his dream, he moves with his mother to Nankatsu, where he needs to use the best of his skills in order to stand out and encounter all sorts of rivals and friends. I remember watching Captain Tsubasa as a kid. It was one of the anime I watched before I knew what anime was. Back then, I just thought it was a regular cartoon. Seeing him charging up to do his drive shot was just brilliant. You knew that it would end up in the back of the net. The matches of Captain Tsubasa against his primary rivals would always make for some historic matches. However, we also can't ignore how long it would take the team to reach the other end of the pitch. It seemed like it would take episodes of them just running until they finally reached the opposition's goal. I have fond memories of Captain Tsubasa, but I honestly don't know if it still holds up well. I mean, it started back in the 80s, so watching it now could be kind of difficult. But that doesn't mean I don't love it. Captain Tsubasa is one of the all-time greats in the sports genre and still prevalent to this day. There are even still games made based on the franchise. Let's just hope he finishes running the length of the pitch sometime soon. Up next, we have one of the football anime that aired this year, Awashi. Ashito Aoi was the star player of his middle school football team. Ashito is known for his unpredictable and self-centered playing style of football. However, when the goalkeeper of the opposing team insults his mother, he gives him the old Zinedine Zidane and gets sent off, causing his team to lose. However, Ashito is approached by youth team coach Tatsuya Fukuda and invites him to his team's tryouts in Tokyo. Ashito now has to adapt in a foreign environment and stand out as much as possible. Awashi is kind of a classic underdog story, but not with the team, with Ashito. Ashito is unconventional and is talented with an eagle-eye vision, but his basics are kind of whack. He has to learn how to control the ball properly, how to adjust his feet so that his passes would reach their targets, and how to play well as a part of a team instead of individually. The fun in Awashi comes from seeing him learning these things and overcoming the hardships that come his way. Awashi was going to be my favorite sports anime of the year, but that all changed this fall season. Following Awashi the very next season, bluelock begins with Yoichi Isagi being mere moments away from scoring the winning goal for his team that would have sent them to nationals, but instead passes the ball to his teammate for a tap-in, but he misses. Seriously, how do you miss a tap-in? Bitter and confused, Isagi wonders what would have happened if he instead shot rather than pass. Would they have made it to nationals? Who knows? When Isagi returns home, he finds out that he's invited to take part in the bluelock project, which hopes to turn out the world's next best player. In order for that to happen, the participants must face each other in a series of tests where the winner continues, but the losers are kicked out and won't ever be called up to the Japanese national team. Bluelock is the battle royale of football. 300 participants enter, only a few will be successful. What Bluelock does differently than other sports anime is the competitiveness to be the best. Everyone is competing for themselves, not for their teams. Nothing is off the table, which actually makes it one of the more unique sports anime I have ever seen. So far, I'm loving Bluelock. It's a new and refreshing take on the sports genre, and one you shouldn't miss out on. Plus, it is clearly inspired from Japan's exit in the 2018 World Cup against Belgium, where they lost in heartbreaking fashion. Hopefully, they can do better this year, but being in a tough group with Germany and Spain, it's going to be tough to get out of the group. These are the football anime I watched, but there are a bunch out there I've never seen, but I will give you a quick synopsis on them, and if it interests you, then by all means. First up is Inazuma 11. Raimon Middle School Football Club is on the verge of disbanding when captain of the team, Mamoru Endo, takes on the challenge of kicking the club back into shape when he finds hope in Shuya Goenji, a genius footballer who has given up on the sport. Up next, we have Days. We follow two boys, Tsukushi and Jin. Tsukushi is a boy with no special talent or traits, but Jin is considered to be a football genius. One night, they meet each other and get dragged into the world of football. This one I actually saw a couple episodes of back in the day. I just remember that Tsukushi was one of the nicest protagonists I have ever seen. So nice that even his cheeks are red. I remember the anime being fine enough, but I would recommend the others before it, especially Bluelock. Finally, despite the name, Clean Freak Aoyama-kun is actually an anime about football. Aoyama is a clean freak who hates to be touched by other people. Despite that, he plays football as a playmaker. Aoyama avoids physical contact at all costs and cleanly dribbles towards victory. And that is just some of the football anime out there. With the World Cup at hand, you can fill the void between matches by watching more football anime. If I could only recommend one, I would choose Bluelock. It may be due to recency bias, but honestly, it's just so good. In a season full of stellar anime, Bluelock being one of them is quite a feat. Now, it's time for an important question. Who are you going to support in the World Cup? For me, since my home country didn't make it this year, I'm going to support Japan and Brazil. Yes, I'm supporting Japan because I'm a weeb. Come at me. And until the next match, like, subscribe, and bye!